Let me welcome both of you to the show this morning to talk about what I consider to be a very, very...
Pirate Radio TV, this is ADRUG. I'm here with Immortal Technique, you know what I'm saying? Fam, for the people that don't know, why don't you just let them know who Immortal Technique is?
My name is Immortal Technique, represent Harlem, New York. I was born out in Hospital Militar de Lima, South America. Came here when I was real young, immersed in hip-hop culture, you know. Also immersed in the violence and the wild times in New York in the 90s. So I ended up doing a little bid, came home, started getting involved in the battle scene, and then started learning the business of hip-hop and actually exploring the music making side rather than just one-dimensional aspect of it. So I was successful enough to release 3 projects. First is Revolutionary Volume 1, then Revolutionary Volume 2, and lastly was a mixtape album with DJ Green Lantern, Third World. So, you know, it's helped me tour Africa, Latin America, in the Middle East, you know, Europe, the Caribbean, and all with underground hip-hop and hardcore hip-hop, not some, you know, clap your hands, let's all dance around in a circle and get high and play a banjo shit, you know, some tough shit, some street shit, but, you know, with knowledge put into it and with revolutionary history of our people and why we're here.
American indigenous man.
How would you describe your music? You said revolutionary, you said hardcore. How would you describe your music?
Well, I mean, it is revolutionary, it is hardcore, there's a lot of knowledge involved in it. It's definitely considered underground. You know, it's not mainstream, it's not commercial rap, it's not, you know, snap music. Some people would say it's not for the faint of heart, you know. My subject matter is real graphic. Talk about rape, murder, violence, terrorism, suicide, you know, but all in a perspective, you know. There's stuff about love, passion, hatred, jealousy, lust, you know, all these themes that exist in our life. I try to capture them in different concepts that come with the music. See, I think that your music should be about something. If you're in the studio and you're making a song and somebody leans over and they say to you, yo, brother, what's the song about? And all you can say to them is, you know what I mean, I'm repping. Well, what are you repping? Oh, I'm talking about how I'm a hustler or something. All right, well, but you hustle. You pimping, or you selling drugs? Because drugs and sex sell themselves. So what are you really hustling? You know, are you a gangster? All right, well, what do you run? A block? You don't run that block. 5-0 runs that block. So when they come on the block, y'all niggas leave. Anybody who runs something don't go from nowhere. You know, I've been to countries where they really do run the block. And when 5-0 comes, they gotta come with a fucking tank. Because otherwise they ain't gonna get a motherfucking thing, yo. You know? Like, I was out in Afghanistan recently. And when a motherfucker out there says, yo, I run this block, that means that if anybody wanna come on the block, they gotta come with some Apache choppers, with like 6 Humvees, with a platoon of Marines, because otherwise, niggas ain't leaving, you know? And I think it's an interesting frame to put, because back to what music is supposed to be about. You know, if your song's not about something, then what are you really saying, you know? Unless you completely going just for money and you in this just for that. And if that's the case, then you a fool. Because you really should be doing something else if this is all about money. You know, this is all about women, then you should be a salsa singer. You should be singing merengue. Because I guarantee you get 10 times more women than you ever will of anything that has to do with rap.
Fine Spanish women too.
And the finest women in the world, son. You get South American, Central American, Caribbean, all types of women in the world, son. And what the fuck are you doing rhyming? For real, for real. This is about women, go that route. Because believe me, nigga, you will be much more successful in getting what you want. If you want to get paid, well, again, there's a certain level of understanding that comes with this business. You know, if you don't know the business, if you don't know how to read legalese, which is a language made for lawyers that they teach you in law school, if you don't know how to function through a contract, get yourself out of a contract, find the loopholes and things. If you don't know how to change with the times, then maybe this business just isn't for you. Because at the end of the day, whether it's entertainment, it's still a business, you know? And I've chosen to sacrifice a little bit of the business so I can have more of a say in what I want to put out there. But I think it's a complicated matter because I had to learn the business and learn how to function still inside that vein, you know? How to go on tour with no corporate sponsorship, you know? I've never had a sponsor so far. If I ever do, it's a very complicated matter because then they have to listen to all my music and they say, oh, you know, but then again, I have to go check them out and be like, yo, y'all niggas do slave labor, what is this, you know? What are y'all involved in around the world, you know? What coup did you support? We talk about how things are connected, you know, it's like the garment district and how they back in the coup in Honduras, because all them clothes is made out there. Fruit of the Loom, Hanes, Russell Athletic, all them motherfuckers. So they want to see their man stay in power. They don't want the government to come back the way it used to be. They don't want unions. They don't want people to have a say in having healthcare insurance for workers. So.
Of it. Someone did your mother like that, that's why you fatherless. Before jail or racist cops, that's what the problem is.